Speech of the Liberal Party of Australia for the forthcoming Victorian election. The singer is Mike Brady and the speaker is the Honourable Lindsay Thompson.
Past, the present and the future Premier of Victoria, Lindsay Thompson.
The state of the arts, the state of the health and the state of the parks. I reckon it's the state of the nation. I reckon it's the state of the nation. The state of the jobs, the state of the roads, the state of the schools, the state of the homes, the state of the energy, the state of the ports, the state of the country, the state of the sports. I reckon it's the state of the nation. I reckon it's the state of the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that typically Liberal welcome. We are here tonight for one reason: to talk about the future, your future, our future, the future of the great state of Victoria. People overseas look with envious eyes on Australia, with its wide open spaces, its rich natural resources, its unlimited potential, and with very good reason. They envy those of us fortunate enough to be living in Victoria, the key state of the Commonwealth. Victoria has the highest level of home ownership of any state, indeed of any country in the world. It has the lowest level of unemployment of any state. It has the highest household income, the highest level of savings per head of any state. It has the best staffed school system in the whole of Australia, the best network of roads in Australia, the most comprehensive family life program, and the widest spread of pensioner concession benefits of any state. Melbourne, our capital, is also the capital of the Commonwealth as far as financial and commercial matters are concerned. And it is also the convention and the sporting capital of Australia. Victoria produces more oil than any other state, more natural gas, more motor cars, more textiles. Our port is the largest container port in the Southern Hemisphere, and right now we are building the largest power station in the country on the largest belt of brown coal in the whole world. I say in answer to the prophets of financial doom that Victoria has been subsidising the development of all the other states of Australia for many years. Ladies and gentlemen, Victoria is the state of the nation. And we intend to keep it that way. The key to our strategy is continued economic growth. For without economic growth, we cannot provide the education, transport, health, welfare and other services which our community deserves. Labor's solution of buying votes is no solution at all. We don't believe in promising the sun, moon and stars, and we can't afford them anyway. Over the past 3 years, we have emphasised economy in administration. We have blocked loopholes that were being exploited by tax evaders. We have established the Public Bodies Review Committee to review the operation of government authorities and make recommendation for the abolition of those whose existence is no longer required. We have raised the exemption level for the payment of payroll tax by nearly 100% in 3 years in order to assist small business. We have provided a special rebate of payroll tax on first-year apprentices. Both these initiatives have assisted employment growth and the provision of skilled labour. There will be no reintroduction of probate duty or gift duty, and there will be no wealth tax. Encouraged by our gains at last year's Premiers' Conference, we will continue to fight tooth and nail for financial justice for Victoria. We have propped up the other states for long enough. And we will continue to make responsible use of available reserves in government and semi-government authorities, but in accordance with the recommendations of the Cochrane-Muir report. Our approach to the government's reserves is in marked contrast to the wildcat ransack attitude of the Labor Party, obviously based on the New South Wales experience, which has severely damaged that state's economic standing. Ladies and gentlemen, my government will pay its way. On top of these initiatives, a new Ministry of Economic Development has been created to give impetus to private enterprise in Victoria. And on latest figures, nearly $13,000 million of private and public sector projects are either under construction or in the final feasibility stage. To ensure further progress, we will promote the development of major projects such as the coal to oil conversion project in the Latrobe Valley, foster the growth of high technology industries. We will continue to fight for our established manufacturing industries, having won the recent battle arising from the IAC report to the Commonwealth Government. In recognition of the important role played by small business, we will encourage full use of the State Bank's recently extended power to lend to small business. More than $61 million has so far been lent. We will back with government guarantees the establishment of venture capital corporations for small business. We'll raise progressively. We'll raise progressively the exemption level for the payment of payroll tax to at least $175,000. We'll authorise local councils to act as one-stop licensing authorities in order to reduce small business delays. We'll set up a government purchasing unit to channel millions of dollars of additional orders to Victorian business. Employment and training. Our dedication to the creation of economic growth has meant that in the last 2 financial years, more than 72,000 permanent jobs were created in Victoria. Victoria enjoys the lowest level of unemployment of any state, but we are acting to further improve. In the next financial year, we will spend over $10 million to expand employment and training. In government employment, we will increase the apprentice intake to more than 1,000 a year, and we will increase by 50% the number of apprenticeship supervisors. We are opening training centres at Holmes Glen and in the Latrobe Valley to train Victorians badly needed for the building and construction industry. Education. The government gives the highest priority to the education of its young people. It places special emphasis on the development of vocational skills and qualities of good citizenship. We are engaged in the most far-reaching administrative reforms in the history of the nation's education systems. The main object of these reforms has been to provide an education system which is closer to parents, teachers and pupils. Our new Special Assistance Program provides selected primary school children with additional help in reading, writing and mathematics. We will be providing $7 million per annum to increase the non-teaching staff in our schools, and we will provide an additional $15 million per annum for the school building and maintenance program. We will maintain the per capita subsidy system for all independent schools without interfering with their independence. For the first time, physical education has been given priority by inclusion in the core curriculum, and we will spend $14 million in the next 3 years on 36 new education and community activity centres. All our plans are directed towards ensuring that our young people grow into responsible citizens, capable of making a contribution to the economic and social development of our state. Industrial relations. Regrettably, our future is too frequently being jeopardised by sections of the trade union movement. However, in recent times, industrial anarchists in militant left-wing trade unions have been given a clear message by my government. We will not allow Victorians to be stood over by unprincipled militant trade union leaders. We will not stand by and see people disadvantaged by union leaders whose attitudes and actions are out of step with union membership and the community at large. We now have on the statute books legislation which will be used if all attempts at reason and logic fail. Of course, we shall continue to encourage negotiation and conciliation in the resolution of disputes. We will press forward with my government's proposal to establish an effective tribunal for dealing quickly with the costly and damaging demarcation disputes. Membership of trade unions and industrial organisations will be encouraged, but on a voluntary basis. We are completely opposed to compulsory unionism. Because individual trade unionists are entitled to have a say in their union affairs without fear of victimisation or recrimination, secret ballots will be retained, and only a Liberal government can guarantee that. In partnership with the Commonwealth, we initiated the Royal Commission into the Painters and Dockers and the BLF. We will not hesitate to implement the recommendations of these commissions. If we have to be tough, then tough we will be. Any political party in today's difficult industrial climate, which is a prisoner of the socialist left, which depends on the socialist left to sustain its leadership, has no legitimate claim to government. We must understand now that the price of a Labor victory on April the 3rd would be borne industrially and economically by all Victorians for years to come. Energy. It is our sound planning which has enabled New South Wales to keep its lights on in recent months. It is our sound planning which has made that possible, and we provide up to 17% of our output to keep New South Wales going. Last year, Victoria increased its power output by over 35%. And in the future, the completion of the mammoth Loy Yang project will greatly add to that capacity. Planning. In other ways, business has felt the benefits of our government. We have amalgamated the former Planning Ministry and the Town and Country Planning Board, and new procedures will cut in half the time taken to process land use appeals. We are not prepared to see business strangled by red tape. For many years, Victoria has led the way in home ownership. It is no coincidence that Victoria has the highest home ownership rate of any state in Australia, or indeed any country in the world. But in these times, more needs to be done to smooth the pathway for home ownership for young married couples. While the federal government is considering the whole question of home finance, we have decided to tackle the interest problem head on with two new, innovative interest subsidy schemes. The first scheme is entitled Operation Home Buy. Under this scheme, we will make available 2,400 house and land packages with loans of up to $35,000, with an interest rate subsidised back to 10% and with a maximum subsidy of 5%. The second scheme is a revolutionary new interest subsidy scheme estimated to cost over $60 million in the next 3 years. Under this scheme, eligible homeowners will receive a 3% interest subsidy, reducing by 1% per annum. This program will apply to those who buy their first homes in the next 3 years and those who have bought their first homes in the last 3 years. There will be... There will be a family income limit of $21,000 and subsidies will be paid on mortgages up to the $30,000 level. Interest rates will not be subsidised to lower than 10%. For a family with a $30,000 mortgage, we will give an interest subsidy of $900 in the first year of purchase, and up to $600 in the second year, and up to $300 in the third year. There can be no doubt that this plan will prove to be a great boon to home buyers, a massive boost to the building industry, and an exciting new blueprint for the rest of Australia to follow. Now, transport. Our transport modernisation program is well underway. In the last 3 years, we have put 158 new buses onto Melbourne's roads. And by the end of the year, we'll have put on 204 new trams. We have ordered 300 new air-conditioned stainless steel railway carriages. We have introduced Travel Card, a single ticket scheme for all-day travel on all public transport. Country passengers now enjoy new and fast services with an airline seat reservation system and discount fares. We will complete the underground loop, proceed with the Box Hill Transport Centre, begin construction on a new transport centre at Frankston, and commence the widening of Punt Road at Richmond. We'll also continue the popular Sunday free travel scheme and extend it for the May and August term holidays. The Victorians in the outer metropolitan and rural areas will continue the duplication of tracks from Ringwood to Croydon and Bayswater. We'll complete the building of 54 new air-conditioned country carriages. We'll rebuild or purchase 46 new engines. We'll complete the Nepean Highway project, the Berwick bypass, the Seymour bypass, and the arterial extension of the Eastern Freeway. And we'll open the Keilor bypass on the Calder Highway and provide $100 million per annum to municipalities for road purposes. Law reform. We have led Australia in law reform and will increase assistance to victims of crime, establish a Human Rights Commission, and we'll go ahead with our Freedom of Information legislation. Local government. My government enjoys a productive partnership with local authorities in Victoria. In recent years, we have developed joint venture concepts with local government which have saved the community many millions of dollars. And during the next 3 years, we will double the annual capital allocation to municipalities, double the capital subsidy for preschool centres, and double the capital subsidy for infant welfare centres. And we will table in Parliament the final report of the Board of Inquiry into the council elections within the City of Richmond, and we'll take action on the recommendation. We live in an increasingly violent world in which the community does look to the police for protection and security. And over the next 3 years, we'll increase the number of police on foot patrol in the streets. We'll form local police squads to reduce household burglaries. We'll complete the new residential block at Glen Waverley Police Training Academy, already the finest in Australia. We'll purchase a new fixed-wing aircraft for the police, and we'll erect new 24-hour police stations at Glen Waverley and Broadmeadows. And as a highest priority, we'll establish a crime commission to combat organised crime in all forms, particularly drug-related crime. Health. Successive Liberal governments have a proud record of care and concern for those in need. We are already world leader in medical research. During the next 3 years, we will establish Victoria's third open heart surgery unit at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. We'll complete the eastern suburbs and Bundoora geriatric centres. We'll expand home help services to enable the aged to live in their own communities and homes. We'll expand eye care and dental services for the aged and the handicapped. The aged, in order to provide further practical assistance for those on pensions, we will grant a 50% reduction in the electricity supply charge of $18 per quarter. We'll introduce a home maintenance handyman service. We'll grant pensioner travel concessions to all war widows, and we'll expand off-peak travelling hours on public transport. And we'll provide an extra $5 million a year for the erection of housing units for the elderly. Ethnic affairs. The government is dedicated to fostering multicultural life in Victoria. And to assist new Victorians, the government will this year establish a central law interpreting service for the law courts and the police force. And will provide government guarantees to ethnic communities to enable them to establish their own cultural centres. The family. We firmly believe that the family must be preserved at all costs as the basis of the Australian way of life. We are dedicated to strengthening community support so that family life can flourish. And only a month ago, we launched our Family Life program designed to foster the family as the basic unit in society. This program will be extended in the years ahead. As well, we will establish an adoption information service to assist all parties to adoption arrangements. For sole supporting parents who are pensioners, we will immediately extend the benefits of state pensioner concessions in the area of rates, fares, motor vehicle registration and third-party premiums. Now, what is the alternative to the continuation of Liberal government? It is governed by a socialist party dominated by the left-wing militants of the Gallagher halfpenny school. Its present leader, according to Mr Wilkes, the last leader of the opposition, was put there by intervention of these extremists. Under the present leadership, the party has already committed itself to the abolition of our secret ballot legislation, which gives unionists protection and a proper say in union affairs. It has undertaken to repeal the Essential Services Act, which enabled us last year to maintain food and milk supplies to the people of Victoria. It will repeal our Vital Projects Act, which enabled us to build the Newport Power Station and thus avoid the darkness that has threatened New South Wales. It will also repeal our Wrongs Public Contracts Act, which forced the BLF to lift the bans on Loy Yang, which were costing Victorians $4 million a week. The ALP will drive capital from Victoria by reintroducing probate duty, despite the fact that every other mainland state has abolished it. The ALP official party policy is to introduce a wealth tax, but the Leader of the Opposition claims they don't really mean it. What else is there in their policy they don't really mean? Every successful government has a clear vision of what it desires to achieve on both a short and long-term basis. We have such a vision. Unlike our opponents, we are proud of our policy and certainly not wanting to hide or camouflage it. We will develop a private enterprise system to create more jobs. We will boost home ownership. We will not flinch from protecting the public from victimisation by either militant unions or big business. We will care for the elderly and the disadvantaged. Our state is the key state of one of the world's finest countries. Right now, from Echuca southward to Port Phillip Bay, from Mildura eastward to Orbost, the future of this state hangs in the balance. Give us your support to enable us to get on with the job of making that future secure. We have a talented, dedicated and enthusiastic team. Our policies are practical, progressive and responsible, and they will be carried out. We will not fail you. We will keep Victoria as the state of the nation.
That was the policy speech of the Liberal Party of Australia for the forthcoming Victorian election. The singer was Mike Brady, and the speaker and author was the Honourable Lindsay Thompson, Parliament House, Melbourne.